How's it going, everyone? It's official. Something just happened that was a rumor earlier this week, and it's officially approved. And this is actually a big moment for crypto. I'll explain why that is. We also are at kind of a pivotal moment for Bitcoin and altcoins, which I'll talk about. And we have something big happening tomorrow morning that we should all be watching. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this to start trading cryptocurrency, because I am extremely bullish. If you are bullish too and you want to go play some longs or play some shorts or just trade this market in general, there's a link to Margex underneath the video. Actually, the Caspa airdrop just ended, so you can claim your Caspa tokens. Now, I would do that soon because there's a claiming period. So definitely check that out. Underneath the video, you can claim those. Let me actually post the link for claiming that airdrop as well. As you can see, Bitcoin put in a higher high today, which is fundamentally bullish. Also, it's put in a recent higher low. Would love to see us bounce up from here and continue on with this rally, putting 65, 64, 63 behind us. But we'll have to see what happens there. It's a pretty pivotal point on the altcoins as well. Look at that. Coinbase down again as Bitcoin pumps. What the heck is happening? Again, important to have multiple exchanges there. But as you can see, it's a pretty important area for altcoins, as I said in my last video with Tyler. You can just see this general downtrend, higher or lower highs and lower lows. But we did put in a higher low recently, and hopefully we can break this level that is, that $966 billion plateau that we hit last time. This is for total too, so all cryptos excluding Bitcoin essentially and stablecoins. And hopefully we can break this other downtrend and then really pump up and set in a new higher high. That would be extremely bullish. Now, part of this is probably going to come down to what happens tomorrow, which is we have PCE coming in. Previously, it depends on where you're looking. Here it says 2.6%. Here it says previously we got 2.5%, but we're expecting something like 2.3% tomorrow. Core PCE, we're actually expecting to jump up a little bit. So hopefully it comes in right around expectations, hopefully even a little bit lower, but we don't want it to be super low because then people would be worried about the strength of the economy. And we also don't want it to come in way too high where we're worried about inflation again. Something I found really interesting, this is actually even more the case earlier today when I checked, there's a 55% chance of a 50 basis point cut earlier today. Now it's around a 45% chance, but there's still there's a 100% chance right now that we'll have a cut of some sort in November. And there's also a high likelihood that we see another cut, most likely 50 basis points. If we get 25 basis points this time, it's saying there's a good chance we'll see 50 basis points the next time or vice versa. But we are expecting another 75 basis points to come off of the interest rates. So that will definitely push up markets, in my opinion. And a lot of that does ride on the strength of the economy, and it rides on inflation to get there. Okay, this is what's official. BNY Mellon approved by SEC for Bitcoin and custody services, says Gary Gensler. This is coming from Bloomberg. Now, I've played a couple of Gary Gensler videos recently because yesterday he got grilled by Congress. Today, he was on CNBC Squawk Box, and they were talking to him about altcoins and Bitcoin. But yeah, they apparently approved BNY Mellon to get around SAB 121, which basically said, yeah, you're not allowed to custody. Banks aren't allowed to custody Bitcoin for people. Now, why is this a big deal? I've mentioned it a couple times, but there are certain entities that can't really get a hold of Bitcoin real easily. Like for you and me, it's easy enough. We go buy Bitcoin from Coinbase or from another platform, or we go into our brokerage accounts and we buy iBit. But there are a lot of companies and organizations that can't go out and buy a ton of securities. Like there are just rules around that depending on what you're in. They can't go buy securities, but they might be able to buy commodities, gold, Bitcoin. So they're allowed to do that, but so far they've had to custody it themselves. And there's a lot of risk in that. Like some organizations don't want to take that risk right? Or try to learn how to set up multi-sig wallets and all that. They would rather just go with their bank, their multi-billion-dollar bank, and just say, hey, we want to buy, $10 million worth of Bitcoin. How do we do this? Okay, it's going to cost 0.1% a year. Okay, boom, done. So now BNY Mellon can do that. Eventually, we'll get to the point where you can just go down to your bank and buy it. Depending on, it'll probably be one of those things where not every bank will allow it, but then one of the big banks will allow it, and then a couple more, and then it'll be kind of like a normal thing, right? You could open up an investment account, you can open up a savings account, you can open up a checking account, you can open up a Bitcoin account or something like that, right? And eventually it will probably be close to free, if not free, to have those kinds of services. Who knows? Maybe one day there'll be insurance on it too, which would be just crazy. That would be awesome. But eventually you'll be able to do that. Imagine I don't know, your grandkids giving you a hard time because you have some money in Bitcoin and it's like the gold of the past, right? And it's not moving anymore because it only moves up 3% a year or 5% a year. And that's, when it's worth millions of dollars or something like that. But you'll be like the gold bugs of today saying, no, back in my day, this was the best investment out there. It's a hard asset, all that kind of stuff. I want to see that future. I do want to see that future. But this is the next step. Right? It would be awesome to see more banks get approved for this as well. But right now, it seems like BNY Mellon kind of has a bit of a monopoly on this. We'll see probably more get approved over time, though. They're going to be quite stringent. And it is different than just buying an ETF, to be clear. Now, like I said, we do have PCE tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be other economic data that people are watching. Next week, we'll have ADP employment, job openings, hourly wages, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of economic data that will push around the markets. Also, the ETFs will push around the markets. Yesterday, we saw a big inflow from BlackRock, 184 million or something like that. We have no news yet today of the inflows, but IBIT had a big volume day, $1.52 billion in volume. FBTC with 354. So hopefully we saw, a nice inflow day again. Obviously that does push up the markets, and we did see quite a green day. The bottom today was, it's almost hard to believe. The bottom today was 62,600. And now, we're sitting here around 65 and it's like, oh man, I wish we were back at almost 66, right? That's crazy. This is a big day. This is a nice day. There are a lot of altcoins up significantly. Shiba up like 20, 25%. Pepe up 10%. Dogecoin up 6.5%. So, man, meme coins running heavy today. I believe Solana was up a significant amount too, up to 155. There's a lot going on. Stay tuned in. Juan Leon, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but senior investment strategist at Bitwise just said they wrapped up a meeting with an RIA who 1 year ago had a 1% max allocation to Bitcoin for select clients. In January 2024, upped that to 2% max. Then today, max allocation is now 10% modeled across all clients, now doing Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. Advisors are adapting quickly. They need to outperform. And there are a lot of assets that are doing quite well this year, but it's kind of like I feel like it's hard right now because there are some high flying stocks and high flying assets that are really pushing up the markets, but a lot of stocks are still down significantly. Like a lot of the tried and true blue chip companies are down 20, 50%. It's crazy. I was just looking at one the other day that's a quick grower, that's free cash flow positive, that's got growing earnings. They have a good cash position, and they're down 66% on the year. Just nuts. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video, though. Of course, check out the link underneath the video to Margex in case you want to start trading. I really appreciate it. Hit subscribe if you want to see future videos just like this. I'll see you all in the next one.